Towards the end of last year, Suzuki took the wraps off of their brand new Vitara. And I tell you what, good looking little vehicle. Now it looks like a luxury SUV now, but it doesn't have that luxury SUV price tag. Why? Because the Suzuki Vitara is marketed as a crossover. It is a little bit smaller and it sits on its own chassis, not just a lifted chassis from one of their other hatchbacks. This also means that it doesn't come with a price tag and it drives really, really well. Now we've got the GL Plus in what's known as Savannah. It's about 2 shades away from being beige, but it's actually quite a nice colour for the Vitara. It's offset nicely by the gloss black roof and the privacy glass that really just blacks out everything and gives it a bit of a Range Rover Evoque sort of feel, a look that is very, very popular. Crease line is well defined and runs all the way to the front here. You've got a little bit of fake venting in here and this clamshell type bonnet, which is also another Land Rover trait. Staying with that design theme, we've got the anthracite wheels, a very sort of strong jaw. Take a look at this big grille. Now that really looks rugged. That looks purposeful. Here's a little copycat, but purposeful nonetheless. Well, here on the slightly rougher, grittier stuff, it's actually surprisingly compliant. We are only in the 2-wheel drive version, but there is an all-grip version available, which pretty much does give you 4-wheel drive capability. It sends drive to all 4 wheels. Well, that comes at a bit of a price, literally and figuratively. It is going to cost you more, and it is going to add a little bit of weight to what is actually quite a nimble little car. The suspension is wonderfully compliant, and the steering nice and light, but still well weighted. It's powered by a 1.6 litre 4-cylinder, making 86 kilowatts and 151 newton meters of torque. Once again, it doesn't sound like much, but it delivers it really well, and it's quite economical to boot. Suzuki claims that you're going to get 6.9 litres per 100 on the combined cycle, and of course, as we know from Suzuki, you'll probably do better than that. In fact, we're on 6.8, and this is over the stop-start stuff. The driving position's also nicely elevated, and that makes you think that you're in a big 4x4 SUV, and you end up forgetting that you're actually in a diminutive little Suzuki Vitara. But many people aren't going to use it here on this rough stuff. They're going to use it mainly for the school run, maybe the odd weekend out here and there where it goes over a bit of a dirt trail. And that's where the 2-wheel drive version comes into play, is when you're using it predominantly on tar. The little Vitara is actually just as good on the road. It is wonderfully quiet. There's a little bit of air rush over the mirrors, but that's about it. There's no squeaks or rattles, and the motor's beautifully quiet. It's very comfortable too. Lovely seating position and great trim and finish on the interior. Yes, there are hard plastics in places, but overall, a very, very good fit to everything. It is typical Suzuki. It's well bolted together. It is missing a couple of those little creature comforts, a couple of those gimmicks that sort of sell the competition, but not the Vitara, the likes of auto headlights and rain sensing wipers, maybe even park distance control. Now you do get an audio system with USB and auxiliary input, a multifunction steering wheel wrapped in leather on the GL Plus model, but sometimes you wonder if it's not enough. Interior space is good. You've got a multi-level floor in the boot, and that gives you an additional 100 litres, which is ample. The Vitara GL Plus is going to cost you 270,000 Rand, but you're getting rugged good looks, a fantastic drive, amazing reliability, along with safety and a service plan. It might not have all the little creature comforts that some of the competitors have, but it definitely is a solid choice for the money.